So in life, you're going to make mistakes as you try something new. And if you fail, depending on what it is, maybe you'll try again. Or maybe it'll be the best and worst thing that's ever happened to you in your life. Disclaimer: I don't give a shit if you've heard this story before. I'm just posting it for my own peace of mind and to inform some of my viewers. So in my youth, I dated a lot of girls, and eventually I later had some long-lasting relationships. But in high school I met this girl, and we hung out. Eventually her friends and my friends pushed us into hooking up. Okay, so this girl and I, we fell madly in love, and it was great for a time, until it wasn't. And my macho libido caught up to me, and I cheated on her. We split up for a while, and then got back together. And of course we were madly in love, but because I had a past, she didn't fully trust me. 4 years later, it caught up to me, and while I was thinking everything was fine, and I was going to propose to her, it really wasn't, and she dumped my ass. I was really sad, but being youthful, I gathered myself up and moved on, or so I had thought. 5 years later, I was ending another failed relationship when I got an email from her. She told me about how she was, and told me that she had missed me, and at this point I thought we were coming into a new relationship as friends. So then she found out she was pregnant. The guy she was pregnant with, when she told him about it, he told her that he couldn't help her, and that he had already had a wife and kids in Maine, and he left. And she expressed to me how horrible it was, and how she wished things were different between us, and how she'd wished the kid was mine. We talked for a few months, developing a relationship that moved beyond friendship, and we were both excited for the future. We set a plan in motion, and I decided I was going to move to Tennessee to be with her, and the baby. She came to visit, and I swear it was like old times. Like we were in sync and in love all over again. So after a few grueling months, I gave my job, and everyone I knew noticed that I was leaving for Tennessee. And with the help of a good friend who was living in Kentucky, we packed all my stuff into his truck and into my car, and after a long trip, finally made it to Hermitage, Tennessee, my new home. I had a hard time adjusting, but once I did, we had a new place and a baby on the way, and I was just determined to be a family guy. Then the baby came, and it was the most beautiful, crazy thing I've ever been a part of. I was told in order to be in the room and to help with the delivery, I would have to sign some paperwork, and without a second thought I did it. I signed it. Before I knew it, there was this little boy who needed me, and for some strange reason, I felt I needed him. And one day, sitting on the couch while watching TV and eating dinner after putting the baby to bed, she turned to me and said, "Hey." I looked at her, and she said, "So, do you want to get married?" And without even a second thought, I said, "Okay, yeah." Like it wasn't even a hard choice. It was second nature, and it made sense. We got married in October of 2009, and it was the most amazing day of my life. Tying myself to another person that I loved unconditionally and would do anything for without any question. It felt right, and time stood still for a moment when I actually thought to myself, wow, this is really it. From there, unfortunately, our situation came apart. We lost our apartment. I left most of my stuff in storage, and I had to move back to New Jersey. I had a job here, and I wanted to make money and help and support my family. But then when I hadn't heard from them in like a month, I got really depressed. And after speaking to her, it was clear that she had no love left in her for me. And that's when I realized we were shattered and there was no reconciling. I felt forced into a corner and I couldn't get out. And that's when I told her I wanted a divorce. After that, I went into a deep depression, eventually put myself in a very bad spot with my health, and that's when I thought I'd hit a bottom, until I ended up getting hit for child support. My job had closed, so I had no work, and I was unable to work anymore due to my health. And here it is 6 years later. I'm in massive debt to the support order, which I've asked her to drop numerous times, and she just shrugs it off for a kid that's not mine. But technically it's mine because I signed some paperwork. I haven't seen him in 6 years, and I don't know if he even knows who I am. And as of this video's release, I'll be in court fighting for my freedom. Who knows if I'll come home or go directly to jail. Either way, this is what's wrong with the child support system. When DNA and state municipalities can't coordinate to fix mistakes like this, and people are punished unjustly, parents being sent to jail because they're unable to pay doesn't help fix the problem. And granted, there are some real scumbags out there who do it for spite. And I'm the product myself of a deadbeat dad. But sometimes it's just one of those regrettable mistakes that in the moment you hate, but the memories of it, you can't help but love. And that's where I leave you guys. That's all I got. Hopefully, I'll see you next week.